Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another WARNO monthly tournament cast. As we're here on a lovely Sunday, and we're here for a pretty epic game: Lathans versus Tmanplays, two of the best players of the community, high-performing players, and also both have something in common this monthly tournament. They both messed up this guy. We at least got one map draw on this specific map against Lathans, but then Tmanplays bullied us 2-0, and Lathans got us in the second game as well. Yeah, let's see how they face up against each other, as they both are pretty high level at the moment in this group. If either of them wins here, they have, before the last round, an advantage about everybody else, as they're the only guys with still 3-0 in the group. So they can absolutely go on top there. If they draw here, they give everybody else a bit of a chance here. So let's see how this all pans out. As Tmanplays and Lathans will face up against each other here. The bands, you can see 35th, 7th Panzer, and 11th Parachutist. As Lathans here coming in with 39th Guards Motor Stalky, whilst Tmanplays choose the 5th Plane Day. 5th Plane Day, in my eyes, the slightly better pick here, but we're gonna see how it is out, as 5th has those, a lot of those annoying 850-meter rocket launchers, and it has trooper units. Flamethrowers, really strong, which currently only are available to the East Germans and the French. So having the French here is quite nice. BAB T2013 with their 20mm autocans on top, together with Grenadier Voltageers, can be quite gnarly as well if they get into the rear line. And they also have a bit of forward deployment with Dragon Para. But on the other side, you don't have any forward deployment whatsoever, but we have a lot of SPG-9s once more. Ooh, returning to the old cheese. SPG-9 trucks here back in action. Since they have been added in squad, I played them quite a bit there. Squad and like SPG-9 on a technical there, a lot of fun to play as well. And you can bully transport lines there or supply lines there just as much as you can do in in WARNO here. Though accuracy got nerfed, rate of fire, or especially aim time got nerfed as well. So the SPG-9 not as bonkers as it once was, as the price went up as well. But let's see what Lathans can achieve here. So on the other side, Gazelle Hots coming up. We have Commandos in Super Pumas from the get-go. We have the mentioned Dragon Para coming in all over the place as well. And then you obviously also have the AMX-10, which, if you can find good spots on this map, can still be absolutely devastating. Fantastic little vehicle. Went up in price quite heavily though. They went up from 85 to 100 points now. So they are not that affordable anymore, and you can't just spam them out at the beginning of the game. You have to be quite careful there. Two of them around from the get-go. AA-wise, nothing here on the side of Tmanplays. On the side of Lathans so far, also not much in that regard. Whilst we have two CVs, and yeah, so far only a lot of SPG-9s. Let's see what Lathans decides upon in the rest here. And yeah, I'm a bit of an quite exhausted today, guys. I just went for a 15-kilometer run at the Wings for Life run, organized by KTM and Red Bull, I believe. Like Red Bull for sure. Event, as it also was hosted in the Red Bull Arena. Was a lot of fun, but also really exhausting. 15 kilometers, well, and decent-ish speed, like 1.5 hours. My legs are hurting quite badly now, but I tried to get you guys the best performance here. Yes, I rested a bit since then. Yeah, let's see how it goes all. Yes, I'm really hyped for this game. Tmanplays and Lathans, two really strong players. Both two of the best we have around at the moment. Always helping around, pushing the meta a bit further forward, as they're both also rather meta players. So yeah, let's see how it goes. They're obviously not quite hippies. Like, usually they don't go wild onto the enemy, but they can play quite good for sure. They have a lot of Racheshka parries here. Get some normal Racheshka. As they spread out all across the map here. We have two Osas, or what is these? No, cubes actually. Two cubes from the get-go. So this is going to be entertaining as well. Yes. Yeah, the big question is how much can these VABs do? How much can these 850-meter rocket launchers take out? And will Lathans find the AMX? Quite interesting that we don't see any helicopter start here, as that can help out around Bravo. As otherwise you will most likely be pushed back by a Dragon power. But we're gonna see. VBL Milan went down a bit in price, so that thing is quite interesting nowadays as well. Only 4 missiles, which is its biggest weakness, but it has a Milan 2 on top. And it's, I believe, the only vehicle with a Milan 2 on top. And Milan 2 is a really, really potent missile. I hope we will get a couple more interesting vehicles with Milan 2s on top. As especially for the West Germans, that would be lovely. But for now, this is what we got here. Yes, Lathans is still setting up. Setup time, I must have messed up a bit, as it takes longer than I thought. Lathans here really taking his sweet time. But we're about to get in here, I believe. Gazelle Hots moving around. Those can be gnarly if they find... Like, they don't need to find many connections. If they find one connection, they already have a good potential of paying off. If they find two, they usually have paid off for sure. So, really looking forward to how Tmanplays uses those. That's... The recon is a bit faster, but it's not that numerous here for Tmanplays. So... AMX 10 in the south. Interesting positioning. And no AA is a wild thing as well, but maybe some planes from the get-go. As it seems like it's still a slight bit below 1,500 points here. Like, yes, there's 2 CVs, yes, the MX-10s are not that cheap either, but it's the rest is not super expensive, so... Feels like this might only be like 1,350 points, which would leave 250 points open for other shenanigans, like, for example, planes. Like, most likely planes. As we are going into the action now. Let's get this party started. A lot of Rachvetkas. And Rachvetka Saperis coming in over here. Well, it's on the right side. Opera, VBL Milans, and co. all move up. AMX-10 RC in the north. AMX-10 RC in the south. Good amount of Grenadier Voltigeurs. Moving up to the front line as well. Gazelle Hots and Super Pumas moving in there too. VAB. Try to get into the north. Should work out. We have more Grenadier Voltigeurs moving through the center. Trying to get into really good spots here too. 2 CVs on both sides. The RKHM though is a slow one. Bit surprised by that, but I guess as it's only costing you 100 points, it's cheaper than the other options. Although those are a bit faster, especially on a map like this. Like, getting there somewhat faster means quite a bit. As, for example, now Tmanplays will get a +2 for a bit before Lathans can counter, and especially the northern zone will be captured a lot faster than the southern zone will be for Lathans. As we have an Su-27 from the start, hunting down helicopters here, and no AA on the other side. Another Gazelle Hot coming in, MX-30B from the get-go. As Tmanplays about to reach the north of the VAB, then trying to move towards the center. RKHM trying to move around here as well. BTR 60 is the first victim on the side of Lathans here. Well, it's the Su-27 kills off another Gazelle Hot. And yeah, no airplanes, no AA, no Mistrals or anything like that. Quite interesting. Gazelle Hot here, trying to find another hit, doesn't quite find it though. And the Igla is on top of it, so it will have to be careful. Well, it's Tmanplays up on a +1 for now. We'll get into the center a good bit faster as well. Foxtrot still under pressure. And still not captured here. MX-10RC moving around. Ooh, getting into an interesting spot here. We'll see the SPG-9s. I might be able to pick them both off before they can find the AMX here. Ooh, shot back. Hits the AMX, but the AMX will find the kill. KPV here, not really a threat. So MX-10RC already starting to pay off here. Pretty close to it. And quite painful here for Lathans, losing his flanking units. No, it's T62, tries to win in the north. The +1 here for Tmanplays is nice. On a slow map like this, every +1 does quite matter. And we have VAB T20/13s already hunting here, and the cubes are endangered, trying to disengage here. Let's see if they will achieve that. It seems like it for now, but it's not gonna be easy. Ooh, no, one of the cubes actually under fire now. VAB, luckily for the cube, doesn't hit. Whilst we have a Mi-24 VAA coming in, who will try to deal with the VABs most likely. SPG-9 trying to move around. BTR-60 goes down once more though. At least in the center though, things are working out somewhat. SPG-9 also trying to go for the rear. It's only a single one though. And there's even an MX-10RC moving around on the other side here for Tmanplays. Let's see. I don't believe it will find the SPG-9. As it's moving too far northbound. But if the SPG-9 comes around the corner here at the wrong time, the MX-10 actually might finish it off as well. VAB Milan, meanwhile, though, got destroyed. The VAB got destroyed as well. As the Mi-24V does survive. VAB under a lot of pressure there. Will go down. Whilst in the north, SPG-9 truck actually got found by the MX-10. Good catch there. +1 for Tmanplays once more. Capturing the northern zone. Has good Dragon Paras here in position. Really well set up there. Commandos coming in quite quickly as well. And the MX-30s are so gnarly with infantry, as they have that annoying autocannon that just gonna pin you down so quickly. Gonna kill you off even pretty quickly as well. So the Oldeni Podechki, they're kind of the only hope to do anything against it, as it has a fantastic RPG. But the MX-30Bs are really well played here. So now by Tmanplays. 15th Day and 7th Panzer, in my eyes, the best decks of Tmanplays. When he has somewhat affordable tanks and he can play around it, that guy is just so scary. BTR-60 PB, meanwhile, getting destroyed. 30mm mortar, grenade launcher got killed off as well. As one of the CVs here trying to come in. Tmanplays still on a +1 for now. But it should neutralize the second here by Lathans. Yeah, Lathans coming in there. Richard Casaperi versus Grandia Voltageers. Good engagement there in the town. Grandia Voltageers trying to get into a better squad. Trying to get into a way better spot than that one. Whilst the north is pretty calm after the first assault there. And Tmanplays has the +1 once more. MX-10RC in the north together with Gazelle Hot actually pushing in forward real deep. And there's actually nothing to stop them here either. Lathans left this flank completely undefended. Maybe hoping that these probing attacks wouldn't come from Tmanplays, but Tmanplays knows that sometimes Lathans likes to cut corners a bit, so does pressure there. SPG-9 meanwhile trying to deal with the VAB. TDBV should be able to do that as well. But be able to help out against the other one. Yeah, there we go, both down. Whilst down the south, MX-10RC tried to deal with the KPV. Recon units inside now though, making it a bit tougher to use armored vehicles. Mi-24V AA in the northern part of the town. Whilst we have the +1 continuously ticking here. putting some pressure onto Lathans. As 200 points on other maps, not that much. On this map, quite a lot. As this is 5 minutes on +1 tick. That Tmanplays already is ahead there. Coop not getting the kill here on the Mirage. SC27 though, that might be a different thing. So disengaging here. Tmanplays coming around for the south. Mistral is there. CV is there. Quality Voltage is there. If the CV makes it in here, it will actually fully capture, as there's no CV around for Lathans in Foxtrot, or for that matter, any spot close. As Me8s move forward, Me24V AA chilling out over there as well. That guy here in the rear. Got rid of the rocket launchers, that's a nice achievement already. Whilst Tmanplays is bringing in more of the famous AMX-30Bs. Super cost-efficient tank, even after the nerf, still pretty solid. Especially if it can use its autocannon. Like if it can mash up small armor vehicles, or if it can mess up infantry squadrons with it. Other soft targets, the AMX-30B2 becomes an absolute beast. And Lathans so far not really finding an answer here to the middle. The north is also pretty heikel. P62s, BMP1Ps, Motostroke is there, but no real way to use them. Well, SC27 tries to come up here once more, tries to intercept, but it's a bit of a slow plane, like for its class. SC27 actually not super fast, so it will struggle to get some nice kills there. KDU moving around up on BV moving up to the front line, BMP2s. The TDBV is nice, it's a great tank, but not gonna be easy to use. We have another TADBV here already. Mirage 200s versus SU27s. Both sides hitting each other, but the SU27s come out on top. 2 Mirage 200s down. That's quite the blow here for Tmanplays' airplay. Makes protecting your fighter bombers or similar things a lot harder. And was a bit unnecessary there after the first damage there to go back in. Yeah, airplay could enable some helicopters potentially here for Lathans. Mistrals, really low numbers. Plenty of voltages are around. P62s coming onto the battlefield. I would like to see some more Me24s. Some Me8s, some Me24s could really roll up the front line right now. With the Mirages down. SU25s maybe as well. But Tmanplays on the +3 now. Got the capture in the south. Has a single Mistral here as well. Yeah, and you need bigger numbers there. Single Me24 01 actually took quite some damage there. 4 damage per hit. Yeah, has to be careful. Has to get away from that Mistral. As otherwise it might just die here. And that's unfortunate. But with a bit more airplay, more SU25s, more Me24s right now, with the enemy fighters reduced in numbers. I feel like Lathans could have some potential plays here. The ADBVs gonna be tough to use. Infantry fights, he's not really winning right now. Redgas behind enemy lines are nice, but so far all his shenanigans behind enemy lines not really working out. All getting caught on the way there. Plenty of voltages meanwhile in the meantime. In a pretty scary spot here for Lathans. Tmanplays there with some sneaky stuff. Getting those guys into a nice position. Saperi Camaraderie trying to get into the south. But the CV for Tmanplays even still around. And 501 points on Black Forest is quite major. VB in the north. Trying to deal with a KPV here. Can't even deal with the Rajavetka afterwards, as the Rajavetka has no AT anymore. P62M1 coming up. BMP1P coming up with Motostroke Medis. Pretty good unit. And meanwhile over here, we have two TADBVs now. They can have a decent chance of out-trading the MX-30B2s if you use them correctly, but one of them already damaged. That's not something you want to risk. No bigger supply drain here in the rear for Lathans. And meanwhile over here, some infantry fights as well, which are all not going fantastic. They're all so far okay, but they don't really achieve much. And even if they're successful, best is that you can get into the zone. And that's not great. Apilas meanwhile trying to deal with T-62s. And infantry getting stressed out quite badly though. T-62, MX-30 here versus T-62. T-62 in a bit of a tough spot. Whilst the Otleni Podechki here still trying to cut off this road. Grenadier voltage is under fire. Will go down most likely. Whilst the town in the south is a pretty big stalemate here. +2 for Tmanplays continues though. Whilst the CV in the south does stay there as well. And what do these units all go? They all go into the center. T-62s and BMP-2s. Interesting. Lathans wants to push through here with some pretty cheap armored units. But the question is, does that work against MX-30B2s? I feel like more TADBVs still could be necessary, or at least repair the one that you have. If you have enough ADBVs, you can absolutely make it work, but it's not gonna be easy. Well, ATGM there flies towards the MX-30B2, doesn't quite get the hit. So, MX-30B2 now smoking off, disengaging, and Tmanplays here, point-wise, so far ahead for Black Forest ratings. And getting AA up now as well, MX-10's coming around. And the infantry traits here just not that great. And I'm kind of questioning 39th. Like, I'm not sure what the game plan idea here of Lathans was. We didn't see too much great play here so far out of our player in red. I guess it was just trying to use all the annoying tools that you have there in 39th, but are those really that great anymore? Our SPG-9 trucks and maybe Otleni Podechki there really that fantastic? I don't know. I mean, well, BMP-2's coming up. Yeah, a lot of those. Together with some AA. But it's closing in here on 1000 point for Tmanplays. We still have a good amount of time to play. So making a comeback on this map is tough. It kind of needs a breakthrough in the middle, so that you can threaten the enemy +2 zone relatively quickly. And I would argue that's where 39th currently is the strongest, I guess. But not if they start to lose that many T-62s without getting anything back for them. Motostrelki, meanwhile, in itself also will get destroyed. MX-10 RC sublined. Moving around. Mi-8 MTA coming up as well. Or already was up down in the south. Yeah, no, another Mi-8 MTA here coming in. That's Mi-24 still in the south. That one coming in for the center though. Lots of TADBVs. Get some nice shots off here. MX-30B2s. Not risking that fight at the moment. But if they could get a bit more, that would work out. Well, it's Grenadier voltage trying to disengage here. Mi-8 MTA moving forward. BMP-2 moving forward. Strela trying to get into a good spot in the south. T-62s keep on dying here. And the kill list is pretty in favor of Tmanplays. As we have 17 minutes played nearly. And Lathans not finding any great trade so far. BLRA versus nothing so far. Mi-8 MTAs moving around in groups. Could really use a repair on this one. Motostrelkis, Strelas, PTRs, Mi-24s all try to push into the south together. Mi-8 MTA getting hit by the Mistral on the way south though, and that would be a gnarly loss. Mistral gets the kill there, and that means that Tmanplays keeps the hopes here up. And He has a chance, most likely soon, to finish this game off. Let's see if he can do so. As more credible Apilas coming up. And 5th in the really has a lot of tanks already. And eventually you need to start attacking before your enemy gets too many of their super heavies as well. SC-25 rockets coming around, trying to deal some damage. Not the most amazing one. Whilst... And the Motostrike BMP over there, getting engaged. MX-30B2 doing some good damage there. Well, and in the south here, in the south west, the MX-10 gets some nice shots out of as well. A lot of red kills now. But in the meantime, some blue units get destroyed as well. One MX-30B on them. C-62 got destroyed. Whilst we have some SC-22 on the other side though. So there it would be helpful. But yeah, nearly 1,100 points now. Tmanplays still on +2. Mistral and Eclairs coming up. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm a bit dazed after today's long run. Not sure. It's feeling a bit exhausted as the ATGMs come out, and it's a bit tough to focus right now. E62 gets killed off. Milan gets killed off as well, but that's fine. As the next one. Another one moving around. Motostrike is still up front there. Lots of tanks start to pick off the P4s and the VABs. And that's quite bad here. Yeah, mortars go down as well. And without artillery play, I don't quite see how you win this here as Tmanplays. The MX-10 could get some nice kills in the middle, but I don't really see them winning in the north. And I don't really see them winning down here either. So it's all about the middle maybe. Mistral chilling out pretty far forward there. MX-30B2 engaging here all around as well. BMP2 moving up. But in the end, Lathans does surrender here to Tmanplays, and Tmanplays takes the 1-0 lead in this round and has a good chance here.